Roar! Roar!
After getting a little bit of flack from a lot of people complaining where the hell is the virtual console, after of course filling up the supply and demand of the 360 and now the PSN network side of the fence, I decided that let's go back to the virtual console now and go into a delicious review for Cyberniod. The fighting machine, sheen. A very delicious game indeed. Of course being released with Amiga, Atari ST, Amstrad, and a few other consoles provided. You can also pick this up for the NES for all people who don't want to spend a lot of money for a lot of consoles out there. Basically, long story short, you are a fighting robot, as the title describes. You've got to go through little labyrinths and little chasms and little gaps here and there and through a little bit of obstacles to save the day, and of course you are on a timer to stop some pirates from stealing your booty. I thought this game was quite a game that, has something unique to it because, well, you travel through these several screens and it has a flick screen system which plays rather than scrolling, which I think is quite interesting, even though a lot of games out there already provided this kind of aspect of gameplay. Again, the game is pretty darn awesome. I love the gameplay on this versus the Nintendo version. Beautiful sound effects, beautiful music. I mean, even though it's really generic, it's really good music. It's something you can kind of, download to your computer and just listen to rather than play the game after. It's a nice game though, don't get me wrong, but music I love a lot. Really good, and it really does show on the C64 by great deals. This game was released in 1987, and by that time you guys already read this, you probably saw this in like some bargain bin somewhere and probably thought, but this game is definitely coming out soon to the, well, if it hasn't already by the time you watch this review, and it's the future and there's floating cars everywhere, just like this floating awesome fighting machine. I gotta say this though, the game does offer good controls, has good graphics, and it's very solid. The gameplay, however, does kind of lack to some people, by others it kind of feels like a space shooter meets Metroid, which I think is quite cool either way. One of the downsides of this game though is, well, I felt like the game does lack on two aspects. One, though it does provide a good storyline and does actually have something that of a storyline, it kind of lacks in a few aspects of generic repeats of certain stages and backtracking way too much. The second one is, well, though I don't mind the music at all, it has a kind of nice catch to it, I didn't quite enjoy it all that much. It's, well, it could, but however though, it again does not feel up to my standards for that aspect. But again, it's a really awesome game. It did have a sequel, and I'm not sure if that one's hitting the virtual console or not, but if this one does good for selling on the virtual console, then it most likely will hit our sequel. This game is fantastic. Well, and basically it does have 16-bit graphics, but yet it doesn't, if you catch my drift. It's sort of on the edge, but either way, it's a very good game. Definitely pick it up and try it out tonight, because this game is definitely worth your Wii points.
Let it loose.